Greetings, Earthlings. What's happening? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, your favorite savage shaman of the internet. It is main character May, and we're back with an incredible topic at hand. Today, we're going to be discussing something very, very potent. It's the topic of Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Shoots a web with his hands. Isn't too worried about the Spider-Man because he is the Spider-Man gang. Okay, I'm a flow state coach. I studied these different things. I'm fascinated by Spider-Man, a dorky kid, a nerdy guy who becomes the chat of all chats. But I think the issue becomes you're waiting for that spider to bite you instead of training your spidey senses, aka your intuition. You get what I mean? You're out here waiting for permission for a goddamn spider to bite you. Whereas you got to be the spider already. You got to train to be the spider. Stop waiting for a happy mistake, a happy accident to happen to you. You're not just gonna be flung into this flow state reality, bro. You're gonna have to put in the reps. And that's what having spidey sense is about. It's about drilling. It's about drilling it until it becomes second nature. Mind-muscle connection, baby. My muscle memory and bio memory are in love with each other. You get what I'm saying? So you can call it whatever you want, a feeling, a premonition, intuition, goosebumps, okay? I get those goosebumps every time. No, I really do though. I get spidey senses. And then we have something called the sixth sense, okay? Now, I don't know why in the new movies they call it the Peter Tingle, because I think that's very bizarre, okay? So let's not even go there. The Peter Tingle sounds kind of like when you're at a mad level of horniness, right? Like me on semen retention right now, where I'm like sensing like all the intuition around me and like all the universe is just like flowing and creating a infinite portal, like kind of a transmission of a tornado, right? Just like kind of, you know, spinning around me, right? So spiders have these little tiny hairs on their skin. They use it to detect motion, and they call it a slit sensilla, okay? Don't get any ideas. There's 40,000 hairs, and they have 3 nerves per hair. That's sensitive hair, bro. That's hella sensitive hair, bro. You get what I mean? You as a man would have to go through this intense, heightened sense of awareness and feeling. Okay? Now some would say that's empathy. I'm an empath. I would say, are you in control of your emotions or not? That's my response to that. Okay? So if it has this response, like half of a micronewton or whatever, as gentle as that may be, we still have all of these tantric techniques. Like go like this, right? Use your hand to stroke your hand, the hairs, the little hairs on your hand and on your fingers, very gently, okay? This might feel very bizarre, it might feel foreign to you, right? But that's the whole point. You're gonna have to get used to your own touch because you've desensitized yourself so much through your own touch. You've damaged your own physical body. It's gone through maybe some trauma and so forth. You are now accustoming yourself to this new Spider-Man suit. Have you guys seen that there's this Indian Spider-Man nowadays? Okay? Have you seen that guy? How can you say chai tea? That's like saying TT, bro. First of all, why does your voice sound like that? Why do they make every Indian guy this kind of dude, okay? Like even a superhero, bro. This is Into the Spider-Verse, the next one or whatever, right? Even a superhero, bro, okay? Now he's kind of cool. They made him cooler than I would have expected, okay? That's at least a step further, but still, as a brown man, I want to see some monsters on television, and all I'm seeing is like fucking Raj from Big Bang Theory. And I'm sitting here going, you know what? That is not my role model, because number one, I would never be scared of speaking to a woman. Selective mutism is outside of the question. What are you talking about? That's my response. What are you talking about? This is a world of abundance and prosperity. We can have whatever we want, but we've got to learn the art of manifesting. That's what all these great masters are trying to teach you. They're just trying to teach you how to manifest. Now, everyone comes with their own unique formula, okay? That's fine. But we're all going up that one mountain, okay? The pawn and the king go back into the same box after the game is over, my friends. Humble yourself. Not to any situation or circumstance. I'm saying humble yourself to the Creator. It's not the fear of God that I'm worried about. It's the fear, I call it the awe of God. You see? I fear nobody, but I am in awe of God. And therefore I fear God. Because I cannot fear something that I'm not in awe of. You see? This is why we as a culture, we represent these symbols of fear. Lightning, okay, in our Vajra path working. Snakes in our Vajra path working. These are scary things. But what did Shiva do? He overcame his fear. Now the snake sits around his neck. You see what I'm saying, guys? So it's like feeling touches before they even happen. That level of intuition. What do you got to do? You got to train all your senses. Blindfold yourself and do certain things, okay? Close your eyes and do certain things. Now, sure, you can do them slower than usual if you're not used to that kind of thing. I get it. But also, you got to respond to the pressure of life. Because that's what these spiders are doing. They're reacting to even the lightest of photosensors of light. Putting our brains, human brains, together with a spider sense, you know how insane and miraculous that would be? It will probably result in something that we cannot even imagine, right? So yes, Spider-Man has this prediction of danger, okay? Like he's some kind of a fortune teller. This heightened awareness, this heightened sense of perception, if you want to call it that. That flow state, okay? Which is what you're on this channel for. But if you read the comic books and you understand Into the Spider-Verse, you also understand that there's something called the cosmic web of life. The cosmic web of life is like that Indra's net, okay? It is that thing holding and piecing everything together, every string of information, almost like the Akashic records, okay? I don't know about you, but that sounds like the collective unconscious that Carl Jung talks about. And also to me, that sounds like intuition. That sounds like intuition. You know why? Because your intuition is your subconscious using the past to predict the future. So if you want to get good at predicting the weather, what do? You check all the weather reports and you notice the seasons and the patterns and the change, and you make a record in your cosmic web, as I like to call it. So whatever you want to get good at, that niche, you're going to have to create a spider's web. So we discover this also, this is the symbol of patience as well, right? The spider. It really reconstructs the timeline. This is why spiders are shown, spiritually speaking, when the timeline has sped up too fast. They're warning you, slow it down, have patience, build your web, okay? That's why they're there. So you got to listen for that thing. I remember, I just ordered food a little while ago, and, I could tell that the guy was here already. A premonition heard some footsteps, or the elevator opening, right? And so I sensed that, and I was already there. And he was surprised as well. He's like, whoa, okay, here you go. How did you know he's gonna be here? Well, first of all, the app reminds me when he's gonna be here, so I already kind of know that. But then I timed the momentum just accurately, very accurately. And these things are happening more and more rapidly, guys, right? So for me, at least, I'm exploring these different things, these skill sets that I think I've had my entire life, but I just haven't owned up to it, or I've had this level of kind of skepticism involved, as a rational mind should, as a rational mind should. You want to try this open-eyed meditation. Try and type in Hakalau, okay? Hakalau meditation. It's a type of open-eye peripheral meditation. Okay, it's going to strengthen your peripheral vision. You need that panoramic view if you are tapping into your spidey senses. You'll be aware, completely aware, in every environment that you're going into. You'll have these cat-like reflexes, as you can call it. And guess what? The cats have better visual information. Therefore, drink that carrot juice, my friends. I'm telling you, carrot juice is one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself. This is by Larry Ellison, okay? He's a billionaire for Oracle. This guy swears by drinking carrot juice to improve his visualizations. Now, it's supposed to improve your vision, but guess what? It also improves your mind's eye vision. Carrots. Omega-3s, okay, exercise, obviously those things, I don't have to tell you those things, right? You know that. It's Hakalau meditation, not anybody's telling you about this, right? Why are they all shutting up about it? Where are all the shamans? Where are all the shamans helping you guys out on the daily, man? What's going on here? You can't hide behind your information, man, because I'm speaking from my truth and my experience and my intuition, you see? Yes, I have all the data to back it up, and that's how I'm going to cause this ripple effect across the planet with the information, because I know that I have both the left brain and the right brain within my alignment. You got to ask yourself, like, let's say you give yourself predictive outcomes of danger, and notice how you would organically respond and handle that in your imagination. Like, if a knife fell, what would you do? Would you move out of the way? If it like bounced on the floor, what would you do, right? What if an arrow was flung your way? What would you do? Would you dodge it? Right? Would you hold it like this? Like what? Realistically, right? Realistically, probably move out the way, right? But how would you do that, right? What is the level of that, right? You really get into the visualization of this kind of thing. And this is why I think it'd be very, very important to train. If we are going into the augmented world and we're getting VR and stuff, why don't we have VR to test our reflexes, to test our Spidey senses, right? We go into this chamber or center where we can train our cat-like reflexes and our, ultra instinct or emotion through our experiences. And maybe we have to dodge certain things. Maybe we have to bounce a ball or something, some sort of a game that energizes and cognizes ourselves. We get back into our brain and our intelligence that stores, right, like a cloud that we act through. So whatever you want to call this, right? Owl eyes, splatter vision, okay, panoramic view, hakalau. But if you just go like this and you just wiggle your fingers, bro. You try looking at your wiggling fingers through your peripheral vision. Just try that out. This is one way, very quick way you can do this. Okay, are you consciously aware of what's really going on in your environment? And by the way, this is a trick to calm down your amygdala very quickly. So what you do is you close your eyes and you just look from left to right. Okay, this is going to calm down your system. Your parasympathetic nervous system is going to be activated. Your rest, digest, repair mode, right? So for healing and lessening that limbic system fear, okay, in the amygdala, you want to close your eyes. And why does this work, guys? Why does looking left to right work while we're closing our eyes? Because when we're closing our eyes, it's the complete unknown, right? And the unknown is associated with the present moment. We don't know what the present moment holds. That's the beauty of it. But a lot of people, they get scared of the present moment. They're not sure what it holds. And they go into anxiety in the future. Or they go into the past and depression. They can't feel through the now, you see? And it's not a feeling like, oh, I'm emotionally sensitive feeling. No, it's like that Spidey sense. You just know. It's a knowingness. That's all it is. Claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience, all of these things are getting more clarity. This is like the cocktail party effect, right? Where you can actually hear a conversation from very far away. Okay, you can pick apart, like, oh, that's the topic of conversation. I can clearly tell from way across the room. They're holding their body language, how they hold their glasses. Okay, if they're holding the glass towards them to cover up their, vulnerable symmetry line, or not, right? What is really going on? You can tell so much by a person's body language. So your eyes have got to be stronger. Strengthen your vision. Prevent macular degeneration by focusing in on horizons and long distances. If you have, like, for instance, I live on the 10th floor, so I always just look across the horizon. I can see all of Newtown, Kolkata here, right? And so it's this amazing feeling where it's putting me into that wide-eyed perception, okay, this wide-angle lens. Then the next one, blindfold yourself, right? Put yourself into a sightless response. So the next thing you want to do is you want to put yourself into a sightless response. Perhaps you can even apply this to Zanshin meditation or your martial arts practice if you have one, or even slightly go into the visualization of how a hunter tracks its prey, right? That level of understanding. What if you were a tiger, right, crouching through the jungle? You would use your peripheral vision, right? You would use your cat-like senses. You would use all of these different things. It puts you into the cognitive abilities of that animal. You see, the shamans, they merge with that animal to understand that they have a gift through that. But that is because they also connect with the all, the infinite, the absolute, which gives them the connection to those animals. And the final thing I'll just say is focus on increasing your neuroconnectivity. It's so subtle to say that do more things with your eyes closed, but really that is one of the easiest answers I would give you for, improving the skill set. I also love to do a lot of different things with tennis balls, just bounce it on the floor and then go down a level, then go up a level and then catch it. So playing with levels sometimes, like changing my perception in different ways, right? Just like I was practicing the Sufi dervish dancing, I got a little bit dizzy. However, I started to understand that would be an important practice to change my consciousness. Now, I notice myself doing this sometimes when I'm meditating, as I allow myself to just spin, and that is actually me releasing stress, negative emotions, lower vibrations from my body by spinning it out, right? This is what animals do. They shake off, from the water and things like this. They shake their physical bodies, right, in order to transform. So these are the kinds of topics and things that we're discussing over here at Primal Sutra. This level of reflex training is the understanding that what if somebody broke into your room and just went with a baseball bat, just like this behind me, right? How would I respond to that situation? Right? Would I move out the way? Would I grab it like this? Okay. Would I kick him with my back foot and trip him over before he gets there? What if I hear him? Right? What if I hear him knock or come in? Right? That's why you need heightened senses. You can see him coming from a mile away. You can hear him coming from a mile away. And you can feel his presence. So his actual touch, right? Before he touches you or grabs you, you can feel it already. It's like a phantom memory from your intuition that already knows what it feels like to have someone do this, right? And so you automatically, your fight and flight senses are going to be kicking in, right? And so a lot of the times you can also redirect that energy, right? You don't need to clasp onto it. You can also merge with that or push it away, pivot it away, shove it away, right? So there's so many different things that you can do with energy moving through you in physical space. But it depends what you want Spidey senses for. For instance, I'm speaking out of the bottom of my heart as it's bubbling up and I'm making this presentation happen, right? This is putting me into a rapid flow state where I cannot stop speaking even if I wanted to right now. You see? I have to consciously shut it down right now because we have gone a little bit in this video, right? But I still want to give you guys that value. So if you have any other further questions, definitely shoot me a message. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Us.